I ain't ever gonna stop watching Big Unc and the Nephew.
The Relax Super Towels. Jeremy,
There we
Jeremy,
go. What's
what's
happening?
happening? How are
Yeah,
you, my brother?
I am good, man. I got a nice Manhattan here.
Oh,
Yeah, with none other than you might recognize this
oh,
bottle. So
my man.
thank you, sir.
Absolutely. Fantastic bottle of Blanton's right
I
there
had
for
to.
you.
It was a perfect opportunity to bust this thing
Well,
open. So
salute, my brother. Here, I got some. Let me grab my drink so I can
there we
cheers with
go.
y'all. Salute, brother.
Oh, oh, send
A
some
new
my
one.
way,
Oh,
Damn.
what's happening, guys?
dude. You got to tell me about this.
Yeah, so this is the new. This is the Big Hunk Blueberry Wheat from Four Legs Brewing. Very excited about this one. If you know, you know. You might have had that mango wheat before. It was
Yep.
fantastic. This one, yes, sir. That's right, Mendoza. You see me, baby. But so salute,
Salute,
Jeremy, to you.
man. Awesome.
Absolutely,
Hanging the
absolutely,
label is going with the background and the color and stuff like that. You got it dialed
man.
in.
I'm telling you, she
Yeah, it
really
looks
killed it with this label. That's Kim over at Four Legs Brewing, man. She is unbelievable, an incredible artist. She did a great job putting the label together.
that's
Of
awesome.
course, my homie Lino, he's the one that put this together. Rubio, he did all of my labels. A lot of people give me a ton of comments and compliments about the logos and the labels on the Big Unk rubs, and that's all the homie Rubio right here.
I love that, man.
Hell
That's
yeah.
solid.
Yeah, man. Well, excited to have you on. Seriously, man.
Yeah.
Let's kind of just jump straight into it, my brother.
Yeah, let's
I
do it.
think obviously people know you really well right now as being the champ, right? You are the grand champion. I want to
Um,
know a little bit about that, right? Obviously, it must have been cool. Tell me a little bit about your planning, the planning that went into you, going after that achievement.
yeah. It's funny, man. When they announced it, and they announced what the grand prizes were, right? It was the Timberline XL, and
Yeah.
then it was that Traeger party, and I was excited about the XL, right? I mean, I would love a new Traeger, obviously, but it was that party, the home gate party. I was like, dude, this is worth like going all in for. That's all I could think of every time they'd announce a new category or whatever. So, yeah, man, like everybody, I think they announced it on like Thursdays,
Hmm.
and that's what I did. Once they right when they announced it, I just started researching ideas and all that stuff. Um I did a little Google searching, just finding just inspiration, all this stuff, and then just planned out kind of what I was going to do, and it really escalated. I think the first week was chicken wings, right? And I was like, all right, cool, I'll just do a chicken wing, but at Costco they come in like 3 packs, right? So I was like, well, I got 2 more packs. I was like, I'll just knock out some other chicken wings, and then that's kind of what started my weekly posting, right? Instead of just doing one, I was knocking out usually one on Friday. The cocktail one was my favorite. I
Yeah.
went over to my buddy's house on a Friday. We spent like 7 hours together just smoking up fruits and different things and trying cocktails. We recorded all it was like 3 or 4 videos that night, so I was able to cut them together and post throughout the weekend, and that one was a lot of fun. And then when it came to that last one, man, I was like, how do
How do
you
you
go?
top it?
Yeah, like how do we do? They said big meats or big, and big proteins, and I was like, I could do. I was thinking like, man, I could put together like a crown roast or big brisket or whatever, and I was like, everyone's gonna be doing that. Like, what can I do that's
Yeah.
just like as big as I can go? And that's where the idea of you think of the Traegerhood and really just the barbecue community in general. It's all about getting together. It's all about being outside with each other, sitting around a pit, just shooting the shit. And I was like, well, let me do that. And so I rallied up anyone I could. I put it out on Facebook, and everyone was invited, and we had a great showing, man. It was cool, and I just
Good.
went all out.
It was amazing. It looked great. I'm sorry I couldn't have been there. I wanted to be there,
Oh
but
yeah,
prior obligations and stuff. But
yeah.
again, you absolutely killed it. For anyone that's here that's chiming in or that's here that doesn't know what we're talking about, Jeremy was a grand prize winner for Traeger. It was a competition. They put together these weekly competitions, and I'm telling you, it was week after week after week. I'm telling you, we were all rooting for you. We were there watching it come together, and it was awesome to see. So,
Yeah.
what I got to ask you this is, What were you thinking as it was going into it? All the things were submitted. We knew that we're getting ready to start announcing some winners and
Yeah,
things like that. Going
yeah.
into it, did you think you had a chance? Were you thinking, man, I hope I get this. I want to get this. Or were you thinking in your head who you thought was going to be winning?
Right.
You know?
Know, it's funny. I was definitely there was like I think one of my favorite things about the whole 4 weeks that we did this was the just the positive community. Like every morning, man, we were posting like 6, 7 a.m. and just comments and support and just like I was so stoked to get on and see what everybody was doing, right? And there were some bangers, like there was some amazing stuff. And in the back of my head, I was like, I know I've got a good chance because I felt really good about my content and my food. But I was like, you
Correct.
know what? I can definitely see it's just some sleeper coming in from out of the blue, no idea. I just you never know what they're looking for, right?
Uh-huh.
And I'll go into the story about like how when they announced it and all that stuff too, because I super geeked out on it, right? I
Yeah.
read all the terms and the conditions. Like I was like, I need to know everything about this contest, and so I read all this stuff, and I knew that they were gonna announce the winner by a certain time, and so I was like, waiting just all day at work, man. I probably owe my employer probably some time back because I did not get anything done, and so. It was supposed to be on whatever certain day it was, right? But for some reason, I thought it was on like Wednesday.
Yeah.
That was the day. And so we go through the whole day, and I was like, they didn't announce anything. I keep checking my email and all this stuff, and then I realized I was like, oh crap, that day, the 5th or whatever it is, that's Thursday. And so like same thing, all day on Thursday and all that stuff. And it was like mid morning, I got a follow notification on my Instagram from Whiskey Bent Barbecue.
Oh
I was like,
yeah.
oh man. Like, okay. So I started to get excited, right? And so I go into one of my coworkers' offices and I'm literally sharing the whole thing. I was like, oh my God, he's the guy that would do the party and he works for Traeger and like all this stuff. And then as I'm talking to her, I get another follow request, and it's from Jeremy Andrus, CEO of Traeger. And
Yeah.
at that point, I look and I'm hyperventilating. Like I get up, I like head between the knees. Like I was like, oh my gosh, this is it. Like, holy crap. What are the chances? And so that was like at 10 o'clock in the morning. And then it was like radio silence, like the rest of the day, nothing, no emails, nothing. I'm refreshing and all that stuff.
Stressing out, huh?
Dude, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And so I end my day at 3:30. And so I wrap up the day. I was like, they're probably gonna do it like on Friday or something, before the weekend. So I get in my truck, I'm driving home, and I'm getting on the freeway. And as I'm on the on-ramp, like those stoplights or whatever, where stop and go, waiting to get on the freeway. And I see Traeger Grills goes live, and I see something like hashtag Traeger Game Day or whatever. I was like, oh, this is it, of course, right when I'm in my truck. So I pull over on the side of the freeway. There's a little like Caltrans like cutout type deal for their trucks, and so I pull in right there and I load it up and I'm watching. And man, when they said my name, I was by myself in my truck, so I don't think I've ever yelled louder. I was so oh my gosh, it
Dude,
was a cool moment.
that's awesome. Man. I'll tell you right now, I know you felt alone, but you were not alone, my man. I was there
Right.
watching it. I saw it. I was screaming for you
Yeah.
too.
Oh,
There were a lot of us, man. I personally was so proud just
so cool.
seeing what you had done, and I was rooting for you along the whole way, along with other people too,
Yeah.
right? There were a few standouts, in my opinion,
There were
that
some
I
really good ones.
really
Yeah.
thought had a solid chance, and I was hoping it was going to go to one of you guys, man.
Mhm.
I really was. And so when it did,
It was
it
exciting,
gave me faith. Like, man, this is where it should be, man. And that party, oh man, that was awesome. Tell
dude.
these guys. So what all was included, right? Chad obviously came out.
Chad
It was a
came out.
big
Yeah.
barbecue.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. So they sent the XL, like the whole thing, right? And so I got to
yeah,
set that up. That was a couple weeks before the party. And so that was awesome. And they loaded it up with all the rubs and a shirt and hats and like the whole thing, right? But yeah, the party, man, it was it was incredible. Chad was here with Skid and
yeah,
Sarah.
yeah.
They came
Love
together, and
those
those two
guys. I
salt of
can't.
the
I got
earth.
to stop you
Yeah,
right there just to mention. I love Skid and Sarah, man. Those guys are awesome.
those two are the reason I'm able to talk to you today. Like they're the two that got me into just the friendship circle, the Traegerhood. I've been a long time fan of Traeger, but I've always been on an island doing it, and they kind of opened the window of just some amazing people. So yeah, great people. I owe them a lot for sure. but they
So go
came
ahead.
out. Oh yeah, so yeah, they came out. They set up and all this stuff. They had the brisket smoking overnight. They threw the ribs on. Man, Chad is like one of those guys, and I'm sure a lot of you've met him. This is my first time meeting him. Man, it's like you meet him, he's part of the family.
Um,
Like, just comes right
yes,
in.
immediately.
Yeah, he's chopping it up with my in-laws, smoking cigars with my dad. Like, what you got? It was so cool, man. So it was one of those days that, and not to be like melodramatic, but you think about the days of like your wedding or like birthday of kids, right? Like just those memorable days.
Yeah,
It was like
yeah,
that. It was a day that I will absolutely never forget, because it was awesome.
absolute
It was incredible. Yeah.
milestone, brother. And you really deserved it, man. It was really cool to see it go to such an awesome person, man. It was a great time. So yeah, Chad Ward definitely knows how to party, man.
He
And
does.
I
Yeah, he
was
sure does.
I was so happy to be able to have his food, chop it up with him too, with all the
Oh
friends,
man.
man. It was a
Yeah.
great time. And your family was awesome. Really
Yeah.
cool.
We had so
Speaking
much
of
fun.
your family, right?
Uh-huh.
Let's talk a little bit about maybe some stuff that people wouldn't maybe assume,
Mhm.
right? You got a little bit of Cajun roots in you guys, don't you?
I'm married into a very good family. So my wife, her whole family, they're all from Louisiana,
Yeah.
from like Baton Rouge, Shreveport, New Orleans, the whole thing. So a lot of the things I do kind of has a little bit of that influence, because I'm always chopping it up with my father-in-law. Actually, this weekend I'm going to make an incredible roast beef po' boy. I think I was telling you a little bit about it, man. I'm
Yeah.
so excited. I'm going to do a little Traeger twist on it and all that. So
Sweet.
yeah, so a lot of that inspiration I get from hanging around with them. We had red beans and rice the other night, so that kind of stuff, man, is good. I married into a good family.
You sure did. You sure did, man.
Mhm.
They were awesome folks. Great to hang out with those guys. And
Yeah,
then also you got an amazing buddy that makes some tremendous cocktails.
yeah.
Probably what inspired that Manhattan you're drinking right now, right?
Absolutely. So yeah, man. So my buddy Jason, he and I, we go back, I mean, years and years and years. And some of the stuff that we've done out at your place, the Big Unk Bash and all that stuff, which I want to go into that, my first experience, at one of your bashes. But he and I, we do that kind of stuff together, right? It's just all about getting together, making good cocktails, making good food, and all that stuff. And so, yeah, he's been like a brother to me for probably 10, 20 years. And yeah, he was out here, and it was funny when we were talking about doing some cocktails. I was thinking, yeah, let's throw it together, like 2 or 3 drinks, something like that. We'll just set up a little thing and all that stuff. And I mean, you saw the bar.
Oh,
We had, it was like 9 or 10 custom cocktails, which were
yes.
unreal, so good.
Incredible
Yeah,
craft cocktails,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
Beautiful.
He was doing infusions and had fruits. He had these like edible flowers shipped in from, I don't know, somewhere for some of his. He's got a very tiki kind of tiki vibe to a lot of his drinks right now,
Hmm.
rum based and different tropical flavors and all that. And so yeah, some of the drinks were ones we made for Traeger Game Day. Some were his own. Some were some other ones which we really liked. So yeah, the cocktails, man, they're good.
For sure, for sure. So obviously cooking it's something that we're all
Mhm.
into. Obviously we like having a nice cocktail and stuff like that. But what are some of the other things about you that maybe people aren't into, right? Or people not so much not into, but
Mhm.
aren't aware of? Like
Mhm.
for example, one of the things that I know is you are a two-time Emmy winner. And I think that that kind of slips underneath the radar that not many people know about it. And I want to
Yeah,
know a little bit more about that. Like, tell me
yeah,
what it was like going up on the stage
yeah.
and being able to accept an award like that.
So it was so yeah, 2 of them. One of them, the very first one I won was obviously the most special. It was the first one, and my daughter Harper was with me on it, and that was the on stage, all that stuff. The second one was a very proud moment for me, because it was the team I was able to build at work. They're the ones that really crafted this project. But I was so proud that these people that I hired kind of took the torch and ran. And so that was during COVID though. So we were actually sitting out
Yeah.
on we were at some bar and grill with a iMac watching the award ceremony, because it was during COVID. But I'll go into that first one was for a project I did. I've been into video since I was a kid, and it was a public service announcement. It takes place around Christmas time, and it's just this really emotional, really cool story. So anyway, we submitted and it won, and the whole nine. We were in San Francisco, dressed up, bow ties, the whole thing.
Oh
And
man.
my daughter was holding my hand the whole time during my speech, and it was Yeah, super memorable.
During that experience, was there anyone there that you had met or that is like memorable for you too?
Man,
Someone like, man, we actually got to see so and so.
yeah, no, there was, so where we were at, there we didn't have any big A-listers and all that stuff, but we did have a lot of the big news personalities that were there. Like if in the Sacramento area we have KCRA, all the
Yeah,
big news personalities and some other people kind of in the industry in this region,
yeah,
they were all there. And the whole thing, I mean, the cocktail hour, they just go up so big, and it was cool, man. It was, yeah, super memorable. And I've got them here in my office.
no
They're
way.
just
Oh, that's
they're just out
cool.
there. So
That's awesome.
yeah, man.
Who? So what inspired you to get into like the cinematography and stuff like that? Like, do you have specific people that when you saw their films or their videos that you were like, man, I want to do
Yeah,
this?
yes. So this started. I'll give you the Cliff Notes version of how this started. But I was about 8 years old, and I was out
Okay.
on a camping trip. This is like mid '90s, right? I was out on a camping trip with my family, and I met this friend that was there. She was camping with her family too, and her name ended up being Casey, which is funny. I married a Casey, but a different Casey, and we became like instant best friends. Right? We spent the whole camping trip together, inseparable, the whole thing. Well, her trip started about like 2 or 3 days before ours, right? So she had to leave, and I was still there with my family. And talk about like a brokenhearted 7 year old, right? Like my best
Yeah.
friend left, inconsolable. And so my mom, um, just this one action, she never knew that was going to change the course of my life. But she said, "Hey, we had one of those big RCA VHS camcorders, we had back in the
Yeah.
day."
I
She's like,
have one
"Hey,
of those.
you do,
Yeah, I
yeah,
still do.
yeah,
I
man,
still have it. Yeah, for
it's like
nostalgia.
it's a piece of history now." So she said, "Hey, let's take this camera and let's go to all the places you guys played, and let's have you stand there and talk to the camera and just capture the memory of what you guys did and all that stuff." And so we did that. We went all around. This is in Fort Bragg, and captured all that stuff. And that, boom, like ignited this passion
Really, that's
for
cool.
storytelling, for video production, and all that stuff. And I didn't have a camera out of my hand. I'm 40 something years old now, so and here we are, right? And
Wow.
that's where it started. And then we got into wedding videography. Um, College was, cinema stuff. I just didn't go into the industry because I wasn't. It just wasn't the industry wasn't something I could do. The jobs were like, job to job, and there was no guaranteed and all that stuff, and didn't fit with my personality. So I
Mhm.
went a different route in life. But
100%.
that has always been a part. And so when we circle back to like what we're doing here, I love cooking, I love people, and doing this, man. It captures everything for me. You know.
100%.
So
For sure, man.
we got
It's
some
ship.
questions from the audience real quick.
Please, man. Yeah, let's
Let's
get
see.
into what's
Oh,
going on with you
I think
guys
I
out
see my
there.
cousin Les in there. I
Indeed.
filmed his wedding. I just saw
Oh,
that. Yeah, that was probably
did
15 or
you?
16.
What's up,
Yeah.
cousin Les? How
Yeah.
are you, brother?
So talking about like videography and stuff like that, they want to know what's your favorite film, and I'm gonna add why is it your
Yeah,
Oh
favorite
man.
film?
good
Okay.
question.
So I'm gonna get vulnerable here.
It's okay.
I'll hold you.
As somebody who is so into video and film and all that stuff, I am not a huge movie buff. So there are so many movies
Whoa.
you go, how do you not know that, right? But I will say, probably one of the memorable one is going to be Jurassic Park. I think that was at that
Okay.
age where it was just pure magic and cinema. And after that movie came out, I spent months and months doing my own stop motion animation with my video camera,
Fun.
different things with dinosaurs and RC cars and all that stuff. So I would say Jurassic Park for me was like the pinnacle of all movie
For
making.
sure, for sure. How you mind if I ask how old you are?
I'm 40.
40. Yeah.
Yep,
So
40. So
you're
it came out in 93,
yep,
so I was 10. I was 10 when that
yep,
came out.
yep. Yeah,
So
I remember when
Perfect
it came
age.
out too. I distinctly remember seeing it in the theater, you
yes.
know.
Oh, dude, yeah. You can't forget something like that. That
No,
movie.
not at all. It was a great movie. And you know what's cool? My kids actually really love it. Jurassic Park, one of those movies that really holds up to time, you
Hmm.
know?
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah, sure.
really still a great movie.
Yep.
Yeah, both my kids liked it.
What
My
are some of the other questions we got? Sorry, Nick, go ahead. Your
no,
kids?
I'll
They like
say
it?
the younger one, the 6 year now 6 year old, but I think she was watching it at like 4 years old. She loved dinosaurs at the time, and so she
Yeah.
was into it. And
Yeah.
then when we went to Universal, we went on the Jurassic Park ride,
Mm-hmm.
and she was into it until the T-Rex came down, and then she wasn't fucking with it anymore. She was done, but
Nope.
she did like it. She did like it.
Oh yeah.
So another one of the questions in the chat was, what got you into barbecue, and what are, I think we've kind of touched on it, but like the goals and inspirations behind it. So like, what are your goals in barbecue now,
I love
and
it.
what got you into barbecue?
Okay, yeah. So I'll start with what got me into it. Um, I think a lot of it, the friends I've made and all that stuff, we talked about things. A lot of people kind of have the same story, just remembering dad barbecuing in the backyard, right? So I think that was like the first memory I have. But kind of funny how I got into smoking. So when I had to have been in college because I was living on my own. My dad first started getting into smoking. He bought one of those Smoky Mountain Weber bullet smokers, right? Charcoal and all that stuff. He was doing this all the time, smoking everything, all this stuff. And I don't know what he was doing, but he would come into the house reeking of smoke, right? And my mom could not stand it. She's like, it's either me or the smoker. You got to get rid of it.
Hmm.
My
You know,
dad reeked like the smoke too, just not that kind of
right?
smoke. You know what I mean? Sorry, Dad, if you're on
Right.
here.
Yeah, exactly. So my dad was
Those
like,
were
okay.
different times.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So my dad was like, all right, I'll get rid of it. So he got rid of that smoker. He gave that one to me, right? And then so he's like, he's still into it, right? So he picks up an electric smoker, right? He does that, but no, my mom was like, nope, nope, not happening. So he gets rid of that one. He gets another. So he goes like through three or four different smokers. So we all, me and a couple of my buddies, we all got his old smokers and stuff. So and I still have that smoker today. And so that's kind of where it started for me. I loved the charcoal thrown in the wood chips, and measuring the wind, not the wind, but the airflow to the regulating the temperature, like all that stuff, man. Digging it, I absolutely loved it. Until I
Yeah.
had kids, and I just don't have time for it. And that's where enter
Oh
Traeger, and that's
man.
what got me really falling in love with that brand, is because it helped it take some of the aspect that I just don't have, which is time, to do this stuff. And now I can focus more on the food and all that stuff. But yeah, that's how I got into doing this. And then I'd say what keeps me around, and I like to say, like, I came for the Traeger, but I stayed for the community.
Yeah.
It's the people, it's the friends. Like I found like I found my tribe, with all of you guys and what we're doing. It motivates me to get out there and do more, and all that stuff. So goal, oh man, the goal is obviously to keep doing what I'm doing. When I
Yeah.
when I started really diving into my Instagram page, I actually, quite honestly, the goal was to make friends, and that's why I had my Instagram page for a while. And after I met Benny and saw his style and what he was doing,
Yeah.
that kind of changed a little bit of my thought process of why I'm doing this, right? And I was like,
Hmm.
it's not really about the food that I want to do. I want to show, like, I want to make this a little bit about me and who I am and what I'm doing, right?
I understand
And
that. Yeah.
he's like a master at that, right? And
Yeah,
so
really.
it's just like you're not falling in love with him, but like you really like his whole persona and stuff. It's like, man, I connect with that, right? And so that's why I started featuring myself, in the videos and all that stuff, because I want to meet friends. And when I saw you guys at Traeger Day, at his place,
Yeah, dude.
I was like, those are the people I want to hang out with. I was like, number one, I didn't know that parties existed literally just to make food. Like, are you
Yeah,
kidding me?
dude.
And so that's who I wanted. I wanted to just kind of put myself out there and be like, hey, this is what I'm doing. This is who I am. And so when I got invited to your Big Unk Bash, the first one last August, that was like it. I was like, this is exactly why I'm doing it. To be able to spend time with people in person doing this stuff. So
Yeah.
that's kind of the goal now, is just to kind of keep doing that, building relationships, getting better at what I'm doing. I feel like I'm very proficient on the video side. I love that. I love to become a better cook, come up with more of like my own recipes and all that stuff, which would be good.
Well,
Because that's hard.
I'll tell
Yeah.
you right now, man, I've eaten your food on multiple occasions now, and it's tremendous, right?
Nice.
I'm not
Appreciate
even
it.
joking. It's definitely forward thinking. It's incredible. And I think, me personally, I think that you could very well be the next face of Traeger, right? With what you're doing, just like you're talking about with Benny, right? He's such a relatable
Right.
person and things
Yeah.
like that. I think a lot of that falls in line with you as well. I think you're very relatable. I think a lot of people look and see what you're doing, and it encourages them to do better than what they're doing themselves right now.
Yeah.
I know you do that for me personally. You definitely make me want to do better. in a lot of ways with not only the food I'm preparing, but also with my videos too, for sure. So,
Awesome, man. Yeah, if we can come in and just elevate everyone around
yeah.
us, like there's no better gift, I think, than that, just being able to share on so many different levels.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I'm curious, right? Obviously, Traeger came in and was awesome for you because of having kids, which I can really relate
Right.
with that. One of the biggest things that I found as a benefit having Traegers was the convenience it allowed me to have to step away, go to a game,
Yep.
things like that, right?
Right.
So what was your first Traeger that you had? Which was the first one? What was the one that was like, wow, this is just as good as everyone's been telling me?
Yeah, it's my old, hold on, let's see if I can zoom over here. There she is, my old Select Pro.
Is it?
Uh,
Yeah.
so I had a buddy at work, right, that had a Traeger, and he was talking this was like in 2016, so it was a while ago, talking nonstop about him, right? Just he was all in. And so that year at the state fair, I was just walking around with my wife, a couple beers deep, feeling good. We go by the Traeger booth, and I'm talking to the sales rep, and no kidding, like three different guys, random guys, came up to tell me how much they love their Traeger. And the
Yes.
sales guy was like, "Hey, I don't even have to sell these things." I was like, "Okay." I was like, "Sign me up, good sir." So that
For
was it. Yeah, I got that first one, and boom, I was off to the races. I was on the Traeger website doing all the different recipes. I remember I did the croissant stuff, like the s'mores croissant.
hmm
Was one of the first like non meats that I cooked on there. I did the chicken first because that's kind of you just got to do chicken on the Traeger. It's so good. And it was it, man. I was just always cooking on it, and that I had that one for the longest time, probably up until 2022 is when I got the Ranger,
Okay.
and just for camping, huge
Yeah.
camping, and that's part of my name. Camp West is we obviously live on the West Coast. Camping is like one of my favorite things on the earth to do, and setting up outdoor kitchens and cooking out there. We got a nice little trailer, so I can bring all my stuff with me, set it all up. That is like my happy spot for sure. So Camp West, when I'm out here, kind of makes me feel like that's where I'm at, and that's one of my favorite things about doing that. So I had the Ranger, and then those are the two that I have up until I won the XL.
Oh, there you go.
So
Okay, cool. Heck
yeah,
yeah. I remember my first one. The cool thing, kind of like what you're talking about, is the people that are telling you, man, you got to get this thing. This thing is awesome.
right.
Uh, Traeger's literally the only one that I've had, the only brand that I've had people tell me, you need to get one. You need to get one of these. You need to get one of these.
Yeah,
I had people for years and years. My first one I only got 3 years ago. And man, I'm
yeah,
telling you, as soon as I got it, I knew exactly why people were preaching, because the same
right.
thing, you get that full flexibility and convenience and being able to go out and go take care of other things and not being so worried about what's going on underneath with the
Right.
fire.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
exactly. And the brand stands for just what I really enjoy with Traegerhood, the people and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So someday when I grow up, I'd love maybe an offset or something like that to throw in with everything. But Traeger is going to be, I think, part of my life forever, man. I just
Hell
I'm
yeah.
all in on the brand, but there's a lot of stuff that I love doing outside. So
For sure,
that's
for
it.
sure. So
You know.
camping, obviously you
Yep.
mentioned camping. I've seen you seem to be doing that right. You know what I mean? You got
Oh,
a
dude. Yeah.
amazing setup that you guys have and you go out there. What kind of parties are you guys bringing out there? Is it usually just your family? Do you guys usually go, you got a group of families that go out together?
We do. It's kind of all across the board. We do a bunch of trips every year that it's just the five of us.
hmm
But we do a lot with shoot after during like COVID and all that stuff when we couldn't go do stuff. Camping was like every birthday we were camping with our whole family. We'd have probably 10, 12 of us out there doing different
Yes.
things. Now we've got a group of families that will go out and do all the kid places. We have to have that in our rotation. The Jellystone Park, Cassini Ranch out on the coast. Family campground's awesome. So there's a rotation that we do this just for the kids, but we try to mix it up as much as we can. We love camping in groups and cooking, and that allows me to cook for a bunch of people, and I love that, man.
Heck yeah, heck yeah. What do you guys do when you go out? Do you guys are you guys fishing? Or are you guys just enjoying the time out there and being out with nature? Are you guys have dirt bikes and stuff that you guys are riding out there? What do you guys
Oh man, no, that
get
sounds
into
fun. So
doing?
we do. We do bicycles. We do a lot of swimming. We'll try to, like, we like to go to, like, when we go to Cassini Ranch, right? They've got this awesome little town. We'll go in, explore the restaurants, the coffee shops, like that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Anything we can do to get the kids just doing, just experiencing like different things, getting them off their iPads,
Oh, for sure.
just getting out there and just doing stuff like that. So, yeah, we don't do any like dirt bike, any of that stuff would be a lot of fun. But yeah, we do a lot of bike riding, some hikes and stuff. Getting the kids to do that's depends on the day,
Awesome.
But yeah.
Well, speaking of kids, man, your kids are awesome, and your son is like following in dad's footsteps
Oh,
too, right?
yeah, yeah, man,
You
my little guy.
you mind
So,
talking a little bit about what he's out there
dude, yeah.
doing?
So my older two, they do not anything outside of like chicken nuggets and like boxed mac and cheese. They don't do, and we nailed it on the third one. He is all about food. During all the Traeger game day and all that stuff, when I was out there just cooking so much, he was right there by my side, man, and he was all about it. And yeah, he said for Christmas this year, he's like, I want a Traeger for Christmas. He's like, I want to be out there, but your Traeger's too big, Dad. I want one my
Yeah,
size. And
yeah.
so there's a cool story about how that information got out to Traeger, and they hooked him up with one, and he's been out there. The first thing he did was pizza, and so we're gonna put some more content together and all that stuff for him. But he loves it, man, and man, he and I just have such a good time being out there, and he taste tests all my food. Him and my dog are right by my side when I'm cooking, so I got my little crew with
Dude,
me.
that is so relatable. My kids love being out here too, man. They love so than the cooking part. They love feeding people. They love the reaction,
Yeah.
and that's how I am.
Hmm.
That's why I love cooking so much. Is I love the reaction when I get to feed people and they get to try my food.
Absolutely.
I don't know what it is.
Yep, absolutely, man. If I'm at a party, I'd rather be working, like feeding people, than like at the party, right? My way of enjoying that is being able to provide for people and all that stuff, man. That's in my heart. And when I see my son like that too, it feels good. Yeah, it for sure feels good.
Yeah, you're definitely doing something right there, my brother. Absolutely are.
Yep.
What other things are you into? Like, obviously we know you like camping, cooking,
Mm-hmm.
cocktails. You like all the general man things,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
about some
No.
of your guilty pleasures, or is there something
Uh,
that you may be interested in that you wouldn't mind sharing that people
man.
would never guess? You know what I mean? Are you a deep down T Swift fan, or
Okay.
like what's
Oh
going
man,
on?
I'm not ready to come out of the closet on the Taylor Swift yet. Okay, yeah, I mean, I do enjoy myself some Taylor Swift, but in the music genre of conversation, I'm a
Oh,
drummer. I've been playing drums since I was actually me and Mike Maison.
yeah, I
We
was gonna
connected over
mention.
that. Gosh, months and months ago. I posted a picture of me playing drums at church. So I've been playing drums since I was probably 10 years old.
Oh, wow.
Um, I was in a Christian rock band from high school all the way through like into college. We did some little bit of touring around, got to play in Nashville, which was cool.
Wow.
We put out two full-length albums and a couple smaller demo CDs and stuff.
Wow.
So
Okay.
we had some fun. This is yeah.
I'm not
Uh,
surprised though. I'm definitely not surprised, you know what I mean? You definitely have the it factor, you know what I mean? So I could see anything that you get passionate about, that you really pushing it and going forward with it, cuz for sure. And I know it's not just me. I'm sure everyone that's in here that's watching that knows you and has been following along with you, for sure, man. You got it, dude.
Yeah, it's fun, man. I don't play drums as much as I would like to now, just with how life is.
Yeah.
But I do once a month. I play drums at my old church that I grew up in, so I get to keep my chops wet a little bit doing that. So it's fun, man. What else about me? So that's one church I play at. Um, Another church we go to, I'm the video like live stream coordinator, so I lead the team that does all the live streaming, all that stuff. So you'll find me there at another church, on Sundays where I'm not playing drums. So
There you go.
stay busy, man, but it's fun. It keeps me involved in the live production and TV and all that stuff. I enjoy that too.
Absolutely. And obviously, you got very powerful faith and things like that, right? That's
Mhm.
probably helped propel you to where you're at today, right?
It's good.
You know,
It's kind of a cornerstone of our family, right? Just seeing my kids kind of go down that path too, and just it's good, man. It makes me feel good, and that's going to be part of our lives, obviously.
well, I tell you
So
what, it shines through, man. It shines
yeah,
through. You're a great person. I'm blessed to have you in my life and get to know you.
thanks.
And like I said, I can't wait to see what comes next for you, my brother, because You're on to some amazing
Yeah.
things for sure.
Thanks, man. Thanks, man.
Do we have some more comments in here, Nick? What's going on down here? Sorry, guys. I know you guys are down here. You're saying what's up. You're
Oh, man.
chatting.
No,
And I'm
yeah.
sorry. I'm not trying to miss you guys, but you know how it goes.
That's what I'm here for. What the people want to
Pull
know
it
right
up.
now is
Big.
actually what you're sipping on, Nick.
Oh, what?
They want to know
Oh,
what
that's
you're
good.
drinking. Jeremy,
Oh,
they want to know what you're drinking too, but they keep seeing something new in Nick's
It's not
hand.
a big
that's it right
deal.
there.
That's just some of that big blueberry wheat. You'll be able to get some in your hands here fairly soon. I'm excited to share this with you guys. But that's what we're dealing with right here. Okay, you guys may know the Big Unk Mango Wheat Beer that we released in the summer.
Yep.
It was an absolute hit. I'm really excited to have this blueberry wheat in your guys' hands and see what you guys think. That's
I'm
right. You see that, Eric? You see that,
I'm
Eric? C Dollar Golf right there. That's the owner of Four Legs Brewery right there.
Oh,
I
nice.
may be the last person with that mango wheat beer in the fridge. I'm selling it for top dollar. Top dollar. So,
Telling
you
you.
know,
Get it.
Telling you.
put some bids in the comments, guys. Put some bids in
That's
in
right.
the
That's
chat.
right. So I see a comment from Silly Dilly right here. He wants to know who inspires you in cooking. That's a good question. Who is it out there that kind of makes you outside? Obviously, we know Benny, right? Benny inspires all of us, a
Mhm.
lot of us, especially in the
Yeah.
in the Traegerhood, so to speak, and even outside the Traegerhood, right?
Right. Yeah.
Benny's one of those guys that my family send me videos of him and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. That's a good question, man.
Yeah.
So I'll take a little different route, not so much on the food side, although these guys definitely produce killer food. But the two guys, when I first started getting into this, that I connected with immediately, and they inspire me all the time with their engagement and their friendship and reaching out and all that stuff. That guy barbecue, Mike,
Yes.
dude,
Love Mike. If you
yeah.
don't love Mike, get out of my live stream right now.
Right?
Get out of
And
here
then
right
yeah,
now.
and then Mike
Yeah.
Maison, both Mikes, man.
Maison.
Yeah, those guys, man, they were just so just welcoming. You know, when I was just the kind of new guy posts and stuff, and the conversations we would have in DMs and all that stuff, man. Those two were, yeah, I think the first that it was like, man, okay, this is how we treat each other when we're doing this
Yeah.
thing, right? Yeah, and then food related, man. I don't know if I could pick because there're just so many. Like everyone just puts out so many great dishes and meals and stuff that I love picking from different things that I see and be like, yeah, I got to try that or do that. And there's just so many, I don't even know if I'd be able to do it. But those two guys on the community side of things, man, just yeah,
I would
love those
agree.
guys. Hmm.
Wholeheartedly would agree. So outside of that, then let's say outside of the whole creator realm, right?
Hmm.
Were you into food TV growing up? Were you watching
Oh yeah,
Emerald Lagasse and stuff like that?
oh
Like,
yeah,
did you
bam.
take any inspiration from any of those guys?
Yeah, it's funny. Gordon Ramsay, man, I love the guy. Both me and my wife, especially when we were dating and married before kids, and we can actually like sit down and watch TV.
Yeah.
We wouldn't miss a show of Master Chef or Hell's Kitchen. We actually, for our anniversary, a couple years ago, went up to Hell's Kitchen in Reno. He's got a restaurant up there. We got to do that,
Yes.
man. It was cool, and yeah, that guy is absolutely incredible. And there's a couple local chefs here in Sacramento that do amazing work. Like Localis is a place in Sacramento that is like I
Oh
think they
yeah.
just earned a Michelin star. We've been there a number of times, and just when food is tells a story and the art and stuff like guys that can do that. Guys and gals, obviously, that can
Of
do
course.
that. Holy cow, man! That is just like a whole different level of creation, and those kind of things inspire me. But yeah, TV personalities, man, Gordon Ramsay, I'm all about him.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's hard to not pick Gordon Ramsay when it comes to
Right?
those
Yeah,
TV chefs,
exactly.
right?
I got to hang out with Chuck's Flavor Chain a little bit more. Maybe I'll get connected with Gordon somehow. Uh, we'll see.
Hey, Chuck is awesome too. You had an opportunity to
I
meet Chuck
not
yet?
yet,
No?
man, not yet. I'm looking forward to. I think Big O. I think he might be there.
Yeah, more than
Uh,
likely. I'm sure he'll
yeah.
be there for that one too.
So we'll see. But yeah, I've not met him yet. But man, he seems like a cool dude.
He's awesome, super genuine, and to be fair, that's just about every single person that I've been able to meet in this whole game. And you know what? That's not uncommon, I guess, when everyone shares a passion so deeply, right?
Hmm.
We're all doing the same thing, and we're all doing it for the same reasons. It's pretty cool to get together and do this stuff,
Yep.
man.
No.
So are you? That party was obviously awesome.
Mhm.
Turns out you have an amazing party pad. I don't know if you had done those parties before, but do you plan to do them as you move forward? You going to do any
Yeah,
parties like that at your house?
man.
Traeger game day's coming up. What are
I
you
should,
doing?
yeah, yeah. So I'm planning now. I put out the open invite again to have people come over. We'll see. So obviously the 49ers are going to the Super Bowl. In this area, there are a lot of 49ers fans. So there's probably going to be a lot of people who need to have their own like time watching the game. So we'll see what we end up doing as far as the party goes. But we're gonna go big for sure. I'm gonna do up a whole bunch of food. We'll have over probably a bunch of family and whatever friends want to come do it. But that's been, man, me and my wife, since we were dating, we love hosting, having people
Yeah,
over. We lived in Santa Barbara for a while, and we would do actually big Super Bowl parties. Funny enough, this was
yeah.
when I was more on the cocktail side, and I'd set up working with my buddy Jason. We would come up with these amazing cocktails, and he would host parties up here in Sacramento, and I would host parties down there. And there was even one where we live streamed the party. So they were DJing up here, and I was playing it down in Santa Barbara, and we were doing it. So having people over, at our house, man, probably one of our favorite things to do together is to host that party. So any opportunity, and that's why the game day party was so awesome. Like
Yeah.
that's what we do. That's what we love doing.
Yeah, you guys killed it, man. It was a great time over there. It felt incredibly
Nice.
welcoming over there, And you got a beautiful home, so
Thanks,
why
man.
not
Yeah.
share it, right? Why not
Yeah,
share it? Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, it's all about the backyard here, man. We love being out here. This is my little cooking space out here. The lighting's good. I got good space and stuff. So we're
Mhm.
happy, man. We're blessed
Yeah.
for
A
sure.
lot of people, you guys comment on the Strong Arm Bar and Grill a lot.
Oh,
You guys are sleeping on the Camp West Barbecue
right.
Bar and Grill, man.
No,
That's
I don't think
that's a
anything
setup
comes
over
close to
there, my
yours, man.
brother.
Yeah,
So
that's funny. Actually, speaking about backyard barbecues, Meat Church, man, that kind of opened the door. I was just cruising looking for recipes, and I saw one of his videos, and I was like, dude, what is this backyard?
yeah,
And so I became a big Meat Church fan a long time ago because of that. And obviously, the food's great, and the seasonings and stuff are great too. But man, and then become big crazy backyard. Like, there's something going on here, man.
well, I can't.
I love it.
I can't say that I wasn't inspired by Meat Church substantially,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, same thing. When it comes to like those personalities, it was Meat Church,
Hmm.
Benny, and Chad Ward that I'd been aware of well before I had a Traeger. I'd seen them out there. I'd been
Hmm.
seeing their videos, and I didn't even know there was like this whole Traegerhood. To be fair, I had my Silverton for a full
Right.
year before I even knew that there was like a whole community of people.
Yeah.
I thought maybe it was just if those guys were doing their thing on YouTube kind of a
Right.
thing.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so I guess I'm a little bit of a late bloomer too, you know. When did
Hmm.
when did you get started in on this? I know for me, I didn't stumble across you until maybe it's probably coming up close
Hmm.
to a year or so.
Yeah.
Have you been doing this much longer than that?
Yeah. So obviously, I've been cooking, Traeger, and all that stuff
But sharing,
since at least. Yeah.
sharing
So
with
sharing stuff. So I created an Instagram page. Probably it was in like 21,
okay.
where I was just posting kind of intermittently, and like in the beginning, it was just pictures of my food, and I got a couple likes here and there, and it was just maybe once every month I post something, and then it was when, gosh, I think I started ramping up after I met
Yeah.
Skid and saw the stuff that he was doing and who's with and all that stuff. And Skid, man, Heart of Gold. I guess he and Benny were talking one day, and Skid said, "Hey, Benny, like you should follow." My buddy, Camp West or whatever. And so that was the first shock and awe moment, when he started following me, man.
Yeah.
At this point, I had maybe like 110 followers or something like that. I was just doing the thing, and that ignited something for sure. Like, holy
Yeah.
cow! Like,
I
all
know
right, I
what you
gotta,
mean.
yeah,
That's a mama I made it moment. Right?
yeah.
You know what
That's
I mean?
that's how I felt.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I get that
exactly.
for sure. I
So
had the exact same feeling. Literally was like showing my wife, babe, check this out. You know what I mean?
I did. Yeah, I still have a picture on my phone somewhere from on my watches where I saw it, and I was like, boom! I snapped a picture of it. Kendrick Barbecue's now following you or whatever. So that ignited something. I started doing. As much as I could. And that was right around the time you guys did that big party at his place. for Traeger Day in, I think that was like May or something like that of last year. And so that ignited just more. And so that's when I started like, all right, boom, I'm in. So we're coming up on a year of me really committing to all this.
Mhm.
And then I got a chance to meet him. It was Benny, and that was a whole other so funny, man. So we were doing a yeah, Pun was there. He knows. We did a cook at the CHP for training, right? And so Skid and I were, talking about it, this whole thing. He's like, yeah, you want to come? A couple of my buddies are gonna, be doing this cook, and if you want to come, hang out with us and help or whatever it is. So I was like, yeah, for sure, man. Like, absolutely. It was an overnight thing. We were cooking lunch, but we came the night before to set up. Pun's got this crazy
Yeah.
awesome Traeger trailer. That thing is a beast. And so,
Yes, it
yeah, it's at the
is.
West Stack Academy. Yeah. So, Pun and I get there first, right? We're setting up and the whole thing. And then in rolls Skid, and he's in his truck and he's, by himself doing his thing or whatever. And then as he's pulling up to park, boom, Benny pops up from the passenger seat. And
Dang.
we had no idea he was coming. And so I was like, you know, you meet like you felt like meeting a celebrity, right? I was like absolutely speechless, and the whole time, that whole night, I was like, I feel like I fell inside of Instagram. Like, how am I seeing this guy at first? So anyway, it was really
Yeah.
funny, man. A heart of gold, obviously, and all that. So having a chance to like meet him, talk to him, and all that stuff, again, just launched me. And so all this just happened within a couple months, and I was like, I'm diving in like head first. Let's go. So and here we are. We're just doing the thing now. Cool.
Yeah, man. And we're all just having a good ass time, man.
Great time, yeah.
Sharing this with everybody for sure.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
I'm
So
seeing
we
a
got another question for
ton
you.
of comments.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
got
what do we
another
have in here? Some
question for you. So we were talking about cooking at home and stuff like that, but the people want to know if you could leave the United States, go to another country to learn another cuisine, what would that
ooh.
be, or where would that be? I guess.
Dang, that's a great question. I love Mexico, and some of like the fine like Mexican dishes and stuff are crazy. But it's funny, actually, I really get drawn to like Thai
Yeah.
food. And it's maybe going there and really learning about the culture and the food and all that stuff. Um, that would probably be it. On a local level, I have a dream. I'm going to share a dream with you guys, right? If I could just have any wish granted, it would be to sell our house, right? Buy a huge fifth wheel, homeschool the kids, and start traveling the country and go around the country, just setting up at campgrounds and cooking and learning the subcultures of America, and trying to learn their cuisine and cook their cuisine and create content and cook for events and all that stuff. So if I could make magic wand and do that just here in America, I would do that in a heartbeat.
No, I like
Yeah.
that answer. I like that answer. Who asked that question? That's an
It's a
amazing
really good question.
question. Do you know who asked
Yeah.
that, Nick?
Uh, Desire. I don't know if I
No
said that
way.
name
Yeah,
right.
Desire, what's
I'm pretty
happening,
sure it
brother?
was Desire.
Yeah, that's a fucking amazing question,
That's
brother.
good. What about you,
Uh,
Nick?
I,
What about you?
wh-
Where would you go?
uh,
Where would I go?
I'd say
Let's
the Caribbean, brother. It's
see.
probably gonna be Jamaica or like I want to make some Bahamian conch or something, or really truly learn how to make
Hmm.
my own jerk. You know,
Hmm.
that's what I would really like to do. Every time I go out there, every time I go on vacation, I come home really inspired. I start cooking all. Yeah, exactly. The
Hmm.
PR, baby, the PR. Come back, make some mofongo or something like that. But that's definitely where it would be. It's no question to me. It would be out there somewhere in the Caribbean.
Yeah. What about you, Histros, Nick? Italy
Uh,
pizza? What are we
no,
doing?
no, probably not. I'd probably Japan. Sushi is my all-time favorite food. I'd like to be
Ooh.
able to really learn how to do that right.
Oh yeah.
Um, I'm a sucker for sushi. Like I could have that for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I
Hmm.
love pizza, but that seems a little less daunting than learning how to prepare raw fish. You know what I mean?
Uh huh.
So
Yep.
one day, maybe not Japan to learn it, but I would like to learn it for sure.
Yep.
You know what? Me and Marky, we took a sushi making class, and it was incredible. It was not only was it a incredibly fun time making it, you really do feel like you're putting together some art, making sushi, and it was a lot simpler than you might think. I bet you the prep is
Hmm.
obviously tough, right? Prepping the fish itself. Um, but making the sushi was a great time, man. I'd suggest trying it, Nick.
I tried during COVID, and I think I tried 2 or 3 different times, and at that point in time it was enough. So we'll see what happens, you know. Maybe I'll get a little bit more confident and get some actual sushi and not just, you know, trying to make different like crab rolls and whatnot. It just didn't seem the same as in the restaurant, you know what I mean? But we'll see. We'll see a sushi pizza coming soon. We'll see about
Sushi
that.
Sign me
We'll
up,
see
pizza.
about
man.
that.
Ooh,
Yeah,
who
Like a
suggested
sushi
that?
that,
I like it.
like a little
I'm
sushi
all,
bake action.
I
yeah,
like
I'm all
that.
about like the sauces, good sushi, like sauces and all that stuff on
Hmm.
sushi, man. That elevates it. So good.
Hell yeah, hell yeah,
Man,
yeah.
we're getting a
Any other
lot of good feedback from you
questions out
guys,
there?
man.
My wife
George,
said that I
Five
was
Monkeys
supposed to say
barbecue sauce.
Mexico.
What's happening, George? How you been, my brother? Hope the family's well. And all you guys, I'm so sorry. I'm not trying to ignore any of you. I know I see you, pun, my handsome fucking devil. I see all you guys in here, man. I'm so happy that you guys are all coming by, checking
This
it
is
out,
awesome, man. This is so
having
cool.
a conversation, learn a little bit about Jeremy, man.
Love
This is
it.
what this is about. Big Unc and the Nephew. We just want to share a little bit about these guys and get you guys to know a little bit more about what makes them tick, what they're into, what inspires them, you know?
Hmm.
Absolutely, absolutely. So what's you have any next cooks plan? What's your very next cook on the agenda? Do you already have one in the chamber?
Okay, so yeah, so last week I was at my in-laws' house and we were talking about them being from Louisiana and all that stuff. It was Sunday. After church, we went over there for lunch. They've been coming over here a lot, right? So we're like, we'll go over there. And they made my father-in-law made this roast beef po' boy, right? That was like hands down probably one of the top 5 sandwiches I've had in my life. And I don't know, maybe I was just
Yes.
extra hungry or whatever it was, but man, a banger. And so, and I obviously I asked him like, how'd you do it? Let me know the steps. Like I got to know all this stuff. And it's actually relatively very simple. I mean, it's just with like deli sliced roast beef. He made this amazing gravy and the spices, all this stuff. So, um, man, I'm gonna do that. I'm doing that tomorrow.
Oh yes.
I got a bunch of meat district patties, man. I'm stoked to get in on that. So we're gonna do some more burger content, all that stuff. I got that new sear grate from
Yes.
Traeger, and so I want to try playing around with burgers like on the sear grate, seeing if I get some good crust on there and all that.
How are
So
you liking
that's
that? Let's talk a little bit about that. That's the
ah,
new hot item coming out of Traeger, the sear grates, right?
it's crazy how when I picked it up, I was like, man, this thing
Is it
is light. Like it's almost like
really?
nothing too. Yeah, it's maybe like 3 pounds, something like that. And
Okay.
so it was like so easy to use. When I did my video that was my little portion to help and kick it off or whatever. I did a New York strip. And I was literally filming the first time I was ever using this thing. So I was just praying like I didn't screw it up because that was a key part to my whole story I was doing. And boom, I flipped it over, and there was these grill marks there that I was like, "Holy
Oh,
shit!"
dude,
Like,
those were beautiful.
thanks, man.
Those
Yeah.
were beautiful.
So
Among
it's
some of
super.
the best. Among some of the best, right? There was a lot of videos that came out, right? So
Yeah.
you could see like
Yeah.
and what you did it at a lower temp, right? Than what I think
Yeah.
some of the
Yeah. I
people were
did.
doing, right?
Well, I was at like 425. I think you
Yeah.
can go up to like 475 on it.
Yeah.
But I was like, 425. Let's see. And I just did it direct. I thought I almost did like a reverse sear on it, like I was going to smoke it for a little bit and all that. But I'm glad I did it just direct on the sear grate because I think that really helped. And man, it was flavorful, juicy, the whole thing. So super
Perfect.
easy to use. Like I've been really digging it. Did chicken on it. We'll try burgers. I want to try like pineapple and just some other things that I think would really like just show well.
For
So
sure. Did you
yeah.
test it on the induction by chance?
No,
I'm curious if it
I did
works.
not. No, I haven't done
Yeah.
that yet. It's pretty big for the
Is
induction,
it okay?
so I don't know. Maybe just the center part. I don't know. I will play around with that though and
Okay.
see. I think Deluxe might have tried it on the flat rock,
I saw
but
that work, and that was a smart idea to do that too, you
yeah,
know.
yeah. So yeah, I got to play around with that too.
Super versatile then. That's
Yeah,
a cool new addition to the arsenal, you
it
know?
really is.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Good thing we have.
Sweet
So
deal,
So
sweet deal.
couple
yeah.
What
more
about you got
questions.
go
Couple more
ahead, Nick. Go
questions.
ahead.
Couple more
Mhm.
questions. Fish Geek wants to know, Jeremy, what are your favorite 3 dishes? So I'm gonna say like, what are your favorite 3 dishes to cook, and what are your favorite 3 dishes to eat if it's not the same
Hmm.
thing?
Okay. Oh man, that's good. So, I would say my favorite thing to cook is just going to be like pulled pork, man. Like I love the process of doing it, how long it takes, and it's so easy, really, to do. It's hard to screw up, but I've been really into this cherry Dr Pepper pulled pork that I've done a bunch of times, man, and it's just when I make it, it's just so versatile and all that stuff. But it always looks beautiful. It tastes, everyone loves it and all that stuff. So I love doing that. Non grill related, Nashville hot chicken sandwiches are
Ooh,
some of my favorite. And man, I have next time you guys are over, I'll do it. I'll do some for you guys. I got a really good recipe. I did tons of research on when they first came out around in Sacramento. There was a place called National Proper, and they're huge in Sacramento, and just did a crazy sandwich. And the first one I had, I was like, I need to learn everything about this. So anyway, I dug deep into their methods, their sauces, all this stuff. So I did. I have a sandwich that's part that, and then part like the meat church style, the pickle brine, and all that stuff. So I
yeah,
love doing that, and I love eating that. And then three would be any kind of taco.
yeah,
Love making tacos. I know one of your events I did the oh gosh, what was it? It was like an apple slaw
yes.
with pulled pork burnt ends, pork belly burnt ends and stuff. Man, those were so good. So I would say a Traeger game day party. I did some brisket tacos with like pickled onions and tortilla cheese and all that stuff. So those I think would be my top, like to make and to eat. Really, probably some of my
For
favorites. And I should say fish.
sure.
So I fish geek. He's my cousin, and solid dude, and he is the fish master of all things, like actual like fish tanks and all that stuff. But then actually going out and fishing too. And I remember him coming to some family functions with like fresh. I think it was like Alaskan trout or something like that. Man, it's some of the best I think I've
Oh
ever had. Oh, so
man,
good. So anyway, I should say that too.
He wants your the Dr. Pepper pulled pork recipe. So if you want to shoot
Uh,
that over to him
Done deal. Yep,
afterwards.
I
absolutely,
think you have
man.
a reel on that too, right? You have a reel on that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Share
I have
Dr.
a
Pepper.
yeah. I've done it a couple different ways. I have
Mhm.
some like highlight ones, and I have some like longer cooks and stuff that I did it. And man, it's just so good, so flavorful. That the color always turns out so good on that too.
Mm.
So yeah,
Well,
Oh yeah.
let this be noticed, right? If any of you guys, and there's probably not many of you guys that are in here that aren't already following Jeremy, but go check out his page. It's Camp West Barbecue. Give him a follow. I promise you, you're gonna not only will you love his food, you're gonna love his creativity, the videography. It's a fresh, it's a breath of fresh air, man. It's
thanks,
definitely
man.
a different style and approach than what most of us are doing. And I think it's definitely going to be inspiring more and more people to take that that style with their videos as they start to move forward. And I'm all about it.
Awesome.
I'm stoked to see it. I want to see more storytelling. I want to see more long form. I want to see people get more creative outside of what we're already seeing today. And I tell you, man, you're one of my absolute favorites
Thanks, man.
to
Yeah,
follow and stay in touch with. And bro, for real,
Appreciate
seriously. So
appreciate that.
I really feel like the sky's the limit for you, my brother. I'm happy that I was able to meet you at right now
Yeah.
before the skyrocket because this is going to
Oh,
be
hope someday,
cool, man.
man.
Keep
It's
it up,
fun,
brother.
man.
Keep it up.
Yeah.
And you know what? Maybe little man might pass you up too one day, though. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Little man might pass
Dude,
you up,
I'm
actually, though.
telling you, yeah, man.
Yeah.
He's everything he does, he smashes it out of the park, man. So,
He seems to
yep.
love it too,
Oh, he's
just like you. And I
all
think
about.
that's always the secret ingredient. People always want to know what's the recipe. How do you make that? Send me the recipe for that. At the end of the day, you got to put heart into it. You got
Mhm.
to love it. And if you're not loving what you're
Yep,
doing, it's not going to come out as good as someone that makes the same thing with love. And so it's clear he loves it too. You love it, and
it's
that's
fun, man.
why it sure
Yeah.
is. Absolutely. What do
So
you got going on this weekend and stuff? You got anything going on outside of cooking and stuff like that? You guys
So,
do
man,
anything
no,
fun?
that's it. This is the first weekend we don't have like kids stuff and just create. It's just been crazy. Since the new year hit, there's just been something going on every weekend. So I'm gonna be hanging out at the house. I'm probably gonna have a few more of these,
There you
and
go.
just do the thing, man. It's gonna be good.
That's
It's gonna
what's
be real
up.
good, and start planning for game day too.
Yep.
I gotta get a good menu going, so I'll be working on that too.
Heck yeah. Well, I have no
so
doubt you're going to come up with something really cool for that. It's the wife and I's wedding anniversary. We're celebrating.
Ooh.
a long ass
I'm doing
time.
math. Hold on.
Many
It's
years,
a 19 years of marriage. Yeah, 19 years of marriage.
dude.
So we'll be celebrating that this
Are you guys
weekend.
going anywhere?
Nah, we don't
Soon?
like to do that. We like to
Mhm.
stay chill.
Love it,
We're just gonna stay chill. We're traveling. We're going next month. We're going out. We're gonna be on. You
dude.
seen that new ship?
Dude, I'm
Come
so
on, man.
jealous. I'm a
I
big cruiser. Okay, I'll say that's another factor. I love cruising, and dude,
yeah.
the icon of the seas. Oh my gosh, man, that's gonna be crazy.
I'm so blessed, bro.
Yeah,
I am so blessed, man, and I can't wait to come back and share it. I'll put together all kinds of
I need
fun
to
content
see
based
it
on this
all.
shit. We're gonna have a good time. I got some buddies that actually just got off it today. Today, this week was the inaugural sailing, right? So the
That's right.
first cruise out for the public. The response has been amazing. I've done my best to not soak up too much content on it because I do want it to be fresh. I want
Yeah.
it when I go there. I want to experience it all for the first
Hmm.
time for the most part.
Yeah.
But I definitely did enough research to kind of pinpoint how we're gonna attack the ship, so to
Oh,
speak. You know,
man, that's gonna be so good. That
yeah,
ship's impressive, man. So impressive.
it'll be a good time, man. I'm happy with how how they ended up hitting it out the park in the end with that thing.
Dude, let's do it. Cruise 2026. Let's go. No,
Oh,
25. 26 is too far. Let's
2025.
go. Yeah,
Bro, we
let's
can
do it.
absolutely do that, man. I'm gonna do one cruise in 2025. We're going 3 times this year on Icon, and
Ooh,
that's it for me. I
nice.
overdid it. I got really excited when they launched it. I pre-booked these things in advance so that
I
it's
love
like
it.
it's a little bit easier to swallow the
Yes,
pill, you
yeah.
know?
Yeah, exactly.
But after these three, man, I'm taking a break. Big Unk Bash on the seas.
Nailed it. Let's go.
Wow.
I'm in, man.
You got me going right
Yeah, dude.
there. You know, Dixon's gonna be out. There's an Inked at Sea tour. It's a bunch of my homies that are world class tattoo artists. They're putting on a cruise on Virgin of the Virgin Cruise Line. That's happening this year. Danny Dixon, he's going out there. Dixon will be a part of that. I'm gonna have my eye on that. I'll keep my eye out. But you guys know, man, I'm still small fry, man. I'm trying to grow Big Unk, right? Obviously,
Mhm.
that's my
You're
brand and
doing
stuff.
it. Yeah.
I'll grow to the point where we can actually do that stuff and have it be feasible and not sink the brand. No pun intended.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
Sounds good, man. Sign me
But
up.
yeah,
So
let's definitely do a cruise someday, brother. That'd be a good old
we got
time.
Yep.
I got another question here.
Yeah.
For the three of us, one celebrity to cook with, who would
Ooh.
it be? Jeremy, go
Ooh.
for it.
Oh man, put me on the spot. One celebrity. Okay, so obviously I mentioned Gordon Ramsay. I don't know if I'd want to cook for him because that'd be too intimidating. Um, you know what? I'd actually probably go back to like my film stuff, Steven Spielberg. Um,
Yes.
being able to share a meal with a guy like that and just learn about him, who he is, and his whole path, and like that'd be the guy for me. That'd hit a lot of cool things.
Oh yeah, Nick.
No question, Keanu Reeves, man. I love his approach to life and stardom, and I love how humble he is. I love how giving he is. I love how charitable. He's a very, very, very generous guy. I would love to cook for him. I would love to cook for him for sure.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna go with the cop out answer because it's my default answer for everything. And Nick, you know this, but I'm gonna go with Forrest Gump. Uh, just like I know he's not a celebrity, but in my head he is the biggest celebrity. Forrest Gump had all the stories. Even though kind of today I felt like we had somebody that had like the same storytelling as Forrest Gump. Like Jeremy has done everything. It seems like he's come full circle. It's
Yeah,
oh yeah, I had an Emmy. I do all this camping. I this that like just one thing after another. Like
yeah.
he has been kind of Forrest Gump today. Just without the shrimp boat.
I love to go
And
bad
hopefully you didn't
bag.
get shot in your butt.
No, no, not yet.
Jeremy is the epitome of a man's man, no question
Yeah,
about it.
for
Oh,
real.
I don't
No
know
question.
For real.
A man's man for sure. My boy Mike over here, Jennifer Aniston for you. I
Let's
know,
go.
bro. I promise you, if I ever get the opportunity to cook for Jennifer Aniston, I'm gonna invite you. You're coming with me.
Hell
Welded
yeah.
Horn. Hey, Welded Horn. I don't know if you guys seen this guy, Welded Horn.
Dude, he's a good dude.
He's been grinding. He's been working hard. Go give this guy a follow too. Check him out and
All
see
right.
what he's doing. He's I've told him already too. He's probably the most dedicated to the craft that I've seen in this last year or so.
Mhm.
The commitment that he's put into elevating his knowledge, going out, traveling all over the country, taking seminar after seminar after seminar. I'm telling you, Wellethorn, he's going to be he's outworking all of us. He's outworking all of us,
Yeah,
guys.
dude. Yeah.
Just want to show you some love, my brother. We got any other questions in here though? We can let Jeremy get going here fairly soon. We've already hit kind of past our time. I don't want to hold you too long,
No,
Jeremy.
man. Yeah, this flew by, man.
It
This is
really
good.
did, man. It was really good getting to chop it up with
Yeah.
you, man. And
Yeah, I was worried. I was like, am I going to be able to talk for an hour? Like, I don't, and boom, we can go for
brother,
another
come
hour.
on now. We
I
could have
mean,
done this another two
I
hours
know,
and
right?
then
I
threw
mean, I
some ribs
ran out
on,
of
man.
cocktail. I need a cocktail break, but we'll do it again.
Absolutely.
We
Well, man, I appreciate you guys all coming in here. Do we have any wrap up questions at the end? We got to make sure we can
one
get to here.
one last question: is it easy or hard to come up with some new recipes, Jeremy?
It's definitely hard for me. I think that's what I want to get better at is just being more creative with what I create. But I love finding inspiration and doing my twist on it. So um, that's the process for me. But it's definitely I got work to do for sure.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Bro, you're
All right, I think that's all the
killing it,
questions we
man.
got.
What is the Traeger Day challenge this year? If I had some insight, I would be glad to share it. I don't have any insight. I don't know what exactly is I don't know exactly what's going on. Is the jacket hitting the site? My man, this one right here. This one's just for me kind of a situation,
Yeah,
man.
that's
This is
pretty
kind of
good.
my thing, you know. I'm not
Yep.
going to be offering these for sale. Sorry.
You need to get those shirts back in with the Big Unk logo. I want to get one of those too.
Oh, do you? You need a big unk shirt? I'll
I
get
got to
some
get one of
shirts
those.
ordered.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'll
those
get
are
some more
good.
ordered and all that stuff too.
Yep.
We got a lot of stuff coming, guys, in the future. I'm
Awesome,
definitely
man.
trying to set myself apart from, what you may have seen out there. I try to do things kind of my way, kind of stay in my lane, do things the way that I think would be kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
When you have your own brand, it's fun to just take freedom and just do things that you think on a whim.
Yep.
So
Yep. It's yours, man. You do it.
yeah, man, yeah. Well, I really do appreciate you guys, everyone, for coming by, stopping in,
Awesome.
asking some questions. Sorry I couldn't address you guys all personally. I love all you guys. I would if I could. But
Yeah.
Jeremy, thank you so very kindly for
Dude.
sharing your time with us, not only
Yeah.
today, but always, man. He's a great guy. He's always there to lend an ear. Got great insight. One of my absolute favorite videos I've ever put together was that
That was
collaboration with you.
fun, man. That was so good.
Appreciate you being so willing and being so forward thinking with that.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? You came up with some great ideas, put it forward, and I think we put it together, got it
It was
done.
fun, man. It was good, man. I really enjoyed that one.
Absolutely. Well, we'll catch up with you guys later. Heat stroke, as always. Appreciate you so much, my Jamie.
Hell
You
yeah,
the man.
pull it up, Jamie.
That's right, baby. You guys take care. Have a great night. It was awesome chopping it up with all you guys.
Yep.
See you guys next week, next Friday. We're gonna be talking to Marco, the Cannon Barbecue, otherwise known as Woodfire Whiskey. We're gonna
Nice.
learn a little bit about him and see what's going on in his world. But I love y'all. Have a good night.
All right, have a good night.
Friday.
Bye.